celebrate the solemnity of the Ascension. Jesus going back to the Father. Now, Jesus going to the Father looks like a withdrawal, but it is the opposite instead. It is making himself even more available. When he was here on earth, he would be in one place only. Now, for example, when he is in Jerusalem, he is not present in Galilee. When he is in the house of Peter, he is not in the house of other people. But now when we talk about the risen Lord, the one who has ascended, he is everywhere. You don't need to go to Bethlehem to see him. You don't need to go to Jerusalem to meet him. You meet him where you are. Because he's available everywhere. And when he used to be, before his ascension, when he's talking to one person, the others have to wait. It's no longer the case. I was thinking about this as well. That we don't need to queue when we want to talk to God, when we want to talk to Jesus. You talk to him, I also talk to him, the other ones talk to him. Parishes don't need to agree that we are still busy with God here. You wait for us, those who attended. It is not like that. You can always have masses at the same time, and everywhere in the world, people are praying, everybody is dealing with him. He is more available. There is no situation that is beyond him, that is beyond his grasp. He is watching everywhere. He is present everywhere. So the Ascension has made him more available, not less available. So it looks like we're contradicting ourselves. We are saying he has gone up to heaven, and yet he is really everywhere. That is what he meant by saying, I am with you always, till the end of time. Now, the point of the Ascension, the apostles were taken actually to the outskirts of Bethany. Jesus ascended to heaven physically with a very big drama, because it was, very different from what his arrival was like. His arrival was very obscure. Bikira Maria conceived. Nobody knew how the conception happened, but she was giving birth to a baby, and then the baby is growing normally. Nobody believed that Jesus was God. He didn't want to conclude also with such a kind of sneaky way or a private way, because people needed now to understand the person we are being despising is not ordinary. So he took these guys to the outskirts of Bethany. In fact, the place of the Ascension is still protected for tourists. I've ever mentioned this. He stood on a piece of level ground the scripture is talking about. It was actually a rocky surface. The rock is more or less like flattish. And he stood on it, 1 foot, like this foot here, slightly forward, the other one, the left one, slightly backwards, like this position. As he was giving the final address, he had been given here. And then when he finished, he withdrew. And as he withdrew, then he started now rising in the air. That is big drama. You cannot expect somebody to go that way. How do you begin good? That is going to heaven. And he was not joking. When he was saying it, people were not making sense of it. Now they see him rising in the air. Rising in the air. Now his foot is above your head. Then he's going, he's going, he's going. Up to the time when he went and disappeared in the clouds were covering. Now the apostles were just lost in bewilderment, lost in this wonder, wondering how this is possible. And they're now staring in the skies, trying to catch the final glimpse before he disappears completely. As they were doing this, 2 angels appeared at the side to correct their behavior. You men of Galilee, why are you doing this? This Jesus, who has gone up the way you see, will come also the way you see him go there. Go and then it was about correcting them to be busy with what you are being told. Don't be staring at the skies. That was not the assignment. The assignment is go and take this message to all nations. That was the assignment. And so today, the message of the Ascension for us is stop staring at the sky. Look down. The real work is here in the real world. So go and do the work in the real world. This analogy of staring at the sky is the center of the message for Ascension. We can find ourselves busy with what is not required, living a life of Christianity of the type of staring in the skies. Meaning that it is not Christianity that lands down. It is not a Christianity that is seated in reality. Christianity in the real world is going to be a Christianity challenged by the way the real world works. I'm talking here, for example, about living a life of love among people who hate you. Now we are talking about the real world. The real world will be a world where you will do good things and the very good things you have been doing will be used now against you. That you are bragging that for you, you are loaded. And that is somebody's actual reaction. Now this is the real world. The real world is where you will do good things and people are not grateful. Now you're living in the real world. If you can continue being kind to people who are not grateful, then now you know what to do. You know how to handle this world. Otherwise, if you keep thinking, why are people like this? Why can't they be grateful when they are helped? You are living a life in the sky. The real world, people show no gratitude. Get used to that, or else you will fail to be a good Christian. You will get so fed up of helping people that you will say, I am not, I'm not supposed to be taken for granted. You are not my daughter. I will not help anymore. You will find yourself reacting like that. The real world is where people are not grateful. That is what the Lord means. Let us not be staring at the sky. Where people are grateful, they say thank you, they praise you for good things, is the sky, the world in the air. It is not there in reality. The real world is where you will be in the place of work. And you think these are colleagues with whom you're working in the same team. Who they don't want you. The real world is where people will hate you for being good performing. The real world is where people will wait for your downfall. They celebrate with you when you look like successful. Let your tide stand down. You don't have the other side. When you are coming down in your business, when you are now getting down in your career path and so on, when things are not working for you, that is when you will hear those who have been taking your beer, those who have been praising you, those who have been accompanying you everywhere are the ones now celebrating. He used to brag that he's powerful. Now he is now like us. You know that kind of talk. At a time when your business is going down. Say it by people who have been in your house, people who have been, people you've been supporting. The real one is where you will find the people you looked after in life when you used to work are now passing the road. They don't branch, they are too busy. They grew in your house. You looked after them. You paid their school fees. Now you are retired. You don't have money anymore. They hear about your sickness and then they just talk about it on phone. Then we heard that you are sick. Oh, that sickness should not be behaving like that. That sickness should not be torturing you like that. The real one is where the people you have taken to some level are not showing gratitude. I've told you already. The real world is the world where you will find the torture of your life is coming from within. In your marriage. When you look at marriage, you see, when you are not yet married, you keep thinking in the air. Then people who are married are enjoying. In fact, your mother will tell you, you don't hurry for these things. Concentrate on your books. Therefore, you have found mine. You see that kind of thing. You are not listening. You are still in the air, thinking that the way things are working in your imagination is the way it is in reality. Real world is different. Courtship is not marriage. You are thinking people are celebrating. You are seeing courtship. Courtship is where people are at the peak of their feelings. Your boyfriend or whoever is going to offer to do your hair even when you have not talked about it. I think you need to go and do your hair now. 200,000. Ask a wife, did your husband ever approach you? I think you're now going to do your hair. Has it ever happened? This is now the real world. The real world is where you will ask for money now from your husband to do your hair. And the answer you will get is, we don't eat your hair. You understand? That is the kind of answer. So it will be up to you. You either try to find ways of organizing your hair or don't think this man is going to be producing money for that. The stage is gone. I'm telling you that the real one, this is real marriage now. If you are going to stay, how can this man be very cruel like this? I'm going to leave him. You ask other people, are theirs giving? Theirs is also not giving. So don't be thinking that leaving him is the solution. Get real. Marriage is not like what? Like courtship. People are making adjustments. Now you're living in the real world. If you can deal with this, are you still loving him when he does not even respond like this? Are you still kind to the people with whom you work when they look for your downfall? Are you celebrating? Are you still loving the people with whom you're doing business together when they look for the opportunity to see you going down? If you can still love, you are now handling Christianity in the real world. But if you find yourself hating the people who gossip about you, if you find yourself hating the people who are not grateful for the help you have given, then know that you are still trying to live a Christianity in the air where you expect people to be grateful. Don't be expecting that. The real world, people are nasty. The real world, people will do the negative things. That's why you're being taught. Learn to be in the real world. Don't be like these apostles who are staring in the sky. we are being reminded not to be staring in the sky. The real world, when you will see so many things happening that are not a pleasant experience. People who are looking for something to laugh at. You are in the neighborhood, you bought your plot of land, you built your own house, somebody else comes and buys also, or is now the next person who is the neighbor and does not want to see you. He is your real problem, he is your real enemy, and you don't know why he hates you. Now, am I supposed to leave this plot of land with my house in it because my neighbor does not like me? Because all the time you are quarreling over one small issue after another. You know, it is now the passage